You're such an asshole.
How you kids doing? Still sick, Cappy. And I'm not relapsing, but I didn't get better today. So let's go through this request. Um, Cappy, sir, I got a job. Still not out of my mom's house, but I'm paying bills and counting calories to lose weight. Lost about 10 pounds. But I'm still a whiny bitch who looks like a mean asshole. How do I change who I am and become a self realized asshole? If you have, don't have don't have a video on this, I'm willing to pay for one. Anonymization of my data is requested if you do a video. So I'll keep you anonymous. No one's going to know who you are. But right off, I'll just tell you what your problem is. You're lazy. It's the problem of all human beings because it's what's kept us alive. And look, man, we'll get to your sad, pathetic life here in a second. You got a choice. You can keep suffering like you are now, or you can do the work to have less suffering. There's still going to be suffering, but you will suffer the work to lighten the suffering. If you want, look up a meme. It's called Choose Your Suffering. And it's a fat, obese guy who is obviously fat and obese. And then there's the same guy, but he's jacked and ripped. You all know the answer to this. You all know the answer. You all just keep looking for the easy way out. Like, is there a way that doesn't require hard work to make my life easy? No, there's no easy life. There's no easy life. And I wish I could convey this, but the worst form of suffering is what you're going through right now because you're so afraid of real work and putting in the I know you got a job, you're making progress, you're counting your calories. You want, how do I change myself from being a loser? You put in the work. And to give you a motivation, the suffering you're suffering now, right? Now you're making progress. That's good. So you're probably better off than at the worst that you were, right? Before you had a job and before you started losing weight, right? Do you feel a little bit better? Are things a little easier? Yes. Did it take work to get there? Yes. But things are easier when you put in the work. The worst, the people who suffer the most basically believe the Democrat lie that you could get something for nothing. I'm being serious. I can't imagine the amount of pain. Well, I was going to say the black community, but now I think about it, it would technically be any welfare community. The black community in particular, though, because it's very pronounced, very visual. I was also thinking the American Indian community. They're not doing well. But in the grand scheme of things, anyone who is in a welfare mindset, using the stereotypical black community as an example, we're not talking the wealthy, the Huxtables or anything. We're talking, your stereotype living in Section 8 housing and all that. Let's just focus on them, but this would apply to anyone. Like, how many generations of black people have been poor, and what was the suffering living under the delusion that somehow there was an easy way, right? I have absolutely no reservations about telling I wrote a book called The Black Man's Guide Out of Poverty, where I'm like, no, you're not going to become a rapper, and no, you're not going to become a professional athlete. Now, I'm not saying don't try, but you desperately need a plan B, like an accounting major, an engineering major, or something like that. And man, dude, and again, not solely the black community, because Becky's going to go make 6 figures with her journalism degree. Oh, she's going to double down with her master's, and now she's just more poor and more in debt. You see this everywhere, but the particular suffering, because lowest standards of living in the U.S. How much has the black community suffered because we keep lying to them and we keep saying, "Oh, see, there's an easy way out." No, follow the Democrat plan. Just sit here and bitch and whine and ask the Republican people for the money. Yeah, whatever you do, don't do anything. Democrat community leader Jesse Jackson or Barack Hussein Obama, will lead you to the promised land. Don't do anything. Whatever you do, don't do anything. Yep, don't try. It's pointless to try. Jesus Christ, Obama can save you. Al Sharpton can say, "Oh, look how rich I am, but everyone's still poor." Oh my God. They fell for it. That's really what they are. But how many generations have been poor? And we could say how many trailer park or bar, whatever. Because how many millennials are poor now who might have otherwise come from a middle, even upper middle class neighborhood, but took on too much student loan debt because they wanted the easy way out. They thought there was a way to make money with a political science degree. And just this, I understand it's a short and sweet, but everything you told me, I'm not in my mom's house. I understand that with rents. Lost about 10 pounds. Okay. But this year, I'm still a whiny bitch who looks like a mean asshole. How do I change who I am, become a full realized asshole? Dude, what do you mean? How you lose weight? What do you mean? How do you know how? Not really? Is this a mystery? We don't know how to lose weight? How many women in the West have lived lives of morbid obesity and shitty sex because they know how to lose the weight? They're just cowardly afraid, and they'll do anything. They will spend tens of billions, hundreds of billions, Lord knows, we're probably up to $1 trillion buying whatever fad diet or whatever bullshit comes out of that stupid dumbass woman's mouth called Oprah. Now that she's rich. So maybe she ain't so stupid. Look, man, do you want the life of a perpetually fat woman? Do you want to be another generation of a young black man? I don't know if you're black or not, but you metaphorically, do you want to live another life of poverty of a poor black man? Do you want to live another life of the debt-ridden millennial who still thinks they're going to make their communications degree go? Or do you want to adhere on the rules to what the real world are, and you start playing by them rules? You are making progress. It's incremental. It's the right direction, and you are making progress. But I still look like a whiny. But I'm still a whiny bitch. How about stop being a whiny bitch, dude? You know what really makes strong men and women? Like people who don't have these luxury mental illnesses, poverty. People who got to like go work for a living and pay rent. Do you think I had the time to worry about whatever, depressed or BPD or autism or dyslexia? Oh, I spelled tie instead of it. Oh my God, give me money. You think I had time? You wonder why people in the second and third world don't have these disorders? They don't have time for that shit. They have to work. There's no welfare state. If it is, it doesn't pay that much. How do I change who I am and become a fully realized asshole? And so I said, okay, I got to know, well, what kind of job are you working and how much are you working per week? And I won't tell everything about you here. I work as an apprentice in a trade. That's great. No, I'm not hitting the mute button. I'm sick. Already have a 1.5 years previous apprentice experience, but that was 5 years ago. Hold on now. What were you doing for 5 years, man? Were you hoping the magic welfare fairy would come in and just make it all better and give you a girlfriend while you were at it? Work at 410s, $18 an hour. What's $600 a week? 3-day weekend, $600 a week. It's $2,400 a month. I got to do the math. Hang on. 24, 1, 2, times 12. Were we in the 40,000 area? Is that it? 18 days, you're making 30,000 a year. Did I do that right? 24 a week. Yeah. Okay, 3-day. My incongruence in appearance and personality has already caused issues. This must be luxurious to worry about how you look and your personality causing issues. It must be nice to have that leisure time. Like, oh my God, what do people think about me? What's that like? I think people think I am specially impaired, which I am, I guess. No, this self-depriving. Maybe if I'm really sad and mopey about myself, people like me and give me money. The one coworker already called me naive. What do you care? I've added bad debt since my first email to you, which included things from my house down in a place, Oh, I have a house I inherited down in a state. Okay, stop. I have a question. You obviously are lazy. I mean, you got some work ethic that's forming here, but you are lazy. You have put no thought into these emails, structuring it. Look, here's another thing to get people to not hate you. All right. You got to realize you're not the only human being alive on this planet. And when you interact with anyone, and I mean anyone, in the fact you are talking to them or emailing, whatever, communicating with them, they have to spend bits of their finite life listening to what you have to say. And that's how societies are. We're doing is communicating and trying to work with one another to achieve things. Okay. But if you are too lazy to structure your thoughts, to write a cogent, succinct, precise email that gives me the information I need to conduct commerce or interact with you, now I got to follow you up with a bunch of questions. This laziness is very apparent in your writing. You just decided now, oh, by the way, I have a house, but there's no air conditioning, 12,000 to replace. And there's complications with neighbors and it's starting to get ugly. So, but I did take your dad. I never had course. Guess I should watch it again. It doesn't matter if you watch it. Did you do what's in it? And I'll tell you this right now. Didn't mention in my first email, but I live outside of the state that the house is in. Buddy, sell the damn house. You were too lazy to know this because you never had to work up the money to save up a down payment, which I know is very hard nowadays. I'm not criticizing that. To be a homeowner, which is a tremendous responsibility and liability. I know it's an asset, but it is. You have to be down there working on the house, maintaining it, and it's already got problems with the neighbors. Buddy, sell the damn house if you're not going to take care. Either go down there and live in it and fix it up and get a job down there, which I don't think you're capable of doing yet, but you might be, given you're in a trade, okay? And if you're not going to be down there, sell it, take the money, and invest it wisely. What do I invest it in? I can't tell you, I'm not an investment advisor, but I would be looking at your trade school, continuing your trade school if there's tuition with it. Perhaps getting tools with this trade. But this is like a curveball. There's no thought. And how is that going to work when you inevitably want to go and work in the trades? I fixed this thing. Oh, by the way, I found this thing that's wrong with your house, but I didn't fix it. I didn't tell you until I left. I've already said too much. You'll probably bitch at me about length. No, it's you need to organize it, put this stuff up. Here's a quick synopsis of where I am. You give me an open-ended thing. How do I quit sucking at life? Well, I don't know how you're sucking right now. Aside from that, your email was shit. And you're one of these self-pitying types. And you're looking for the easy. And you had apprenticeship experience 5 years ago. What the fuck were you doing? You weren't going to NASA. You weren't in the military. I don't know this, but I'm just going to guess you were sitting there with your thumb up your ass. How's the past 5 years been? Has it sucked? I bet it has. Has it been a lot of suffering? I bet you it is. It's the worst suffering ever. And if you don't pull your head out of your ass, your life is going to suck like it has the past 5 years of your entire life. I don't know how long it goes. This avoiding suffering is the worst suffering ever because you never make any progress. Go and embrace the suffering. Embrace the suck. Otherwise, this is your whole life. And you know what? You got a problem because I guarantee you that house is not being taken care of. I guarantee you it's going to start decaying or get mold or something. Have you been down there? Have you maintained it? It doesn't have air conditioning. Don't you think it should? Well, I can't afford it. Well, then maybe you can't afford the house. No, it's not your length. You need to be succinct to provide enough information. You need to improve your communication skills. That starts by saying, hold it, before I require this guy or gal's time, am I giving them enough information for them to do a job or to respond to me? But I think my best bet would be going to a gym. and start studying for the EA in my off hours. What happened to your trade? Look, you're right. Surprise, the way you lose weight is working out more and eating less. Do I need to hold your hand like an American girly girl who does your secret way? I want Ozempic. You don't know how to lose weight? And now you want to become an EA? What the fuck about your trade? Though there is another job I would qualify for to do previous experience that pays $3 an hour more than my current one, but I've only been with my current job for a month, and the other job would require at least 90-minute drive time to and from. No, that time, you need your time, man. That's not worth it. Not for three. Did you do the math on that? A 90-minute commute. So car goes 50 miles an hour average, let's just say. That's 75 miles. So 75 miles. 150 round trip. 150 round trip divided by, say, 25 miles a gallon. 6 gallons of gas at $4. Yes, so you're not making any extra. You're making a couple bucks extra. No, absolutely not. You didn't do the math on it. Why? Because you're lazy. You did no financial analysis on that, did you? Dude, no one's coming to save you, man. Barack Obama ain't coming to save you. Bill Clinton ain't coming to save you. Donald Trump ain't coming to save you. Al Sharpton ain't coming to save you. Liberal white women and Greta Thunberg are not coming to save you. You have to do this math. You have to put in the effort. I don't give a shit if you do or don't. But it's just going to be another generation of another poor person whose life was completely wasted. I want to join martial arts, but that isn't a good option. That isn't an option, at least not until I get set up in the other state. Oh, and Nebraska has been an issue my whole life. Is this a troll? I think it makes me stupid to have no backbone. But after I got this job, I was able to make 3 weeks without it. I can already hear you screaming, get to the point. No, you told me the point. I sent you $80 right now. Why'd you send me 80? I only charged you 40. Didn't I? You know what you could have done? You could have written a cogent, succinct email that got to the point the first time, giving me the necessary information, but you didn't because you were lazy. Do you see how you've now had to send 2 emails, twice the work? Lazy people work twice as hard, and now you voluntarily paid twice the price. Here's the purchase details. I appreciate the money, man. Look. The way you stop sucking at life, there are a handful of things you can do. But the main thing is that you support yourself. Supporting yourself is enough of a Herculean task, especially today's inflationary world, that if you do that, you will go through a forging or galvanization process. That'll make you stronger, tougher, and above all else, street smarts. You will not have the luxury to look at Nebraska, right? You're doing 410s. That's not bad. Now you got 3 days off. Do you go to the gym? Do you go down to where your house is to either prepare it for sale or to prepare to move down there? Have you done any strategic planning? Have you sat your dumb ass down and said, okay, I got to evaluate some things here. Do I want to live in the state where my house is? Do I want to finish my apprenticeship? Do I want to go become an enrolled agent? Right now, what lazy people do is they throw shit up against the wall. You all become multi-level marketing type of people. You become realtors or some dumbass shit like that. Oh, maybe I'll try this. Maybe I'll try this. Sit the fuck down. You got 3 full days off every week. Sit the fuck down. Figure out what you want to do, what you can do, and then do it. I think your trade is a good trade that you're working in right now. It's not an issue of whether the trade is working or not. It's that it's taking you 6 fucking years to you already have a year and a half previous experience, but that was over 5 years ago. So you're currently working right now as an apprentice. I don't care if it's an enrolled agent or the trades. Either one is good. You just got to stick with it and get qualified. And if you don't, because you're afraid of real work, your life is going to be much harder than if you shut the fuck up, sit down, and fucking study. And with your 3 days a week off, man, you got all the time in the world to get your strategic planning done, figure out what you want to do some calculations, come up with a budget. I'll just tell you right now, the way you are flighty, there's no way you should own a property. All right, find a realtor down there, sell it, take the proceeds. For the love of God, don't piss away that money. Use it wisely, like a good education or a retirement fund. Get rid of your debts. And what were the bad debt for? What's the bad debt for? Is it credit card debt? And when once you figure out what you want to do, you keep working your current job, and then you either get qualified as a tradesman, your particular trade, or you go become an enrolled agent. I don't care which. And with 3 days a week off, dude, you should be running. Well, maybe not. Depends on how overweight you are, but you should definitely be getting some cardio, gym cardio. I would start losing the weight, man. Stop putting food in your mouth. Do I have to go over this? Do I have to explain to you how to lose weight? Oh, Oprah's got a secret. It's called pop the pill and be a miserable old bitch. I mean, and frankly, compared to what I did back in my day, even what I do now. Oh, that's nice. 40 hours a week. That's okay. 3-day weekend? Dude, get another job. Work up the money. Pay off your debts. You don't have any opportunity cost. And here's the thing, man. Your ideas are all pretty good, actually. Like, I want to become a child social worker. You're not shooting up the white girl blood like heroin. Like, oh my God, I'm from Edina and I just want to help the people. So your career choices are good. You got to follow through on it. But listen to me now. All right. If you don't, the suffering you're suffering right now is the worst suffering. You not getting off with this half-ass effort bullshit, right? And actually putting in the hard work and effort, that is going to be easier. No matter how afraid you are of that work, that will be easier, especially in the long run. But if you don't get over your cowardice of labor, you're just another generation wasted. It's just another life wasted, man. That's it. And it's gonna fucking suck. It's gonna fucking suck. It'll be worse than really, you know what you should do? You should keep your job. I go work like another shift and then have 2 days of working out. So that by the time you add all this up, you're doing 60 to 80 hours of some kind of work per week. You do that for 3 months straight, and you tell me you don't feel better and things get easier. And that house, again, I don't know what the market is, I don't know the finances, but generally I'd probably be getting rid of it because you can barely take care of yourself. You can't take care of a house. I would sell it while there's still some value before whatever, fucking termites get in there or turns into a crack house or whatever because you're not down there. And don't tell anyone you got the money. Link below, I have several resources. This guy took the course but didn't execute. Well, he executed on something called The Dad You Never Had. There is also How Not to Become a Millennial. If you have to be a young black man, you want to get out of poverty, I got a book called The Black Man's Guide Out of Poverty. But you're white. So I am. Oh my God, I am? Well, shit, then don't listen to me. But yeah, man, if you just support yourself, and by support, I mean, like, you would also then be kicking in some money to your mom to pay for rent, but the rental market's a little stupid right now. I understand that. But if you were to support yourself, imagine you had to pay rent and you're actually a truly independent man. Do you think you'd be asking me these pansy-ass questions? You wouldn't have time for it. You'd be like, oh, God, I got to go to sleep and get up and do it all over again. And you do that for 10 years, all of a sudden, you're not some, oh, my God, what do people think about me? Oh, well, someone said I'm naive. You won't have time. You won't care. Let's go. God, how the hell we got 11 super chats? All right, Professor Fuckwitz. Hello, sir. He knows everything. $5. Claire, you say women can lose weight, but they only recently gained access to credit card. They need at least 300 years to overcome this injustice. There's always an excuse. I'm depressed. I got autism. Like I don't. And I shouldn't get all that upset because it's everyone wasting their own life. Rick Shaw, thank you, Professor Fuckwitz, by the way. We appreciate your 100% accurate and professional opinion. Rick Shaw, $2. How can I tell if this cute boy at the gym is bi? I don't know. Ask him out. What do you mean? Professor man, we are lucky to get 2 bits of wisdom from Professor Fuckwitz. My colleagues in the African American Studies Department recently discovered that black parents don't read to their kids as much due to a legacy of slavery. Dude, at least the black men aren't tolerating that bullshit anymore. They're not. They're like, we're sick of this poverty shit. We're getting out of it. They're becoming way more industrious, way more independent-minded thinking. And God bless you all. I'm seeing it. We got a lot of black men in the audience here. Yep, it was slavery preventing your mother from reading to you. Samson Joshua, 20 generous dollars. Thank you very much, sir. I think that many people spend too much time fretting over how long the work will need to be done instead of just doing it. The work it's there forever. Avoiding the work is more work than just doing the work. Thinking somehow there's a world where there is no work that lands you in debt, and a 42-year-old spinster who has a ton of student loan debts and just constantly tries to avoid the work. Probably because they think they'll be too old to enjoy the fruits of their labor. I don't think they go that far into the thought, Sam. I mean, because I was like this. We're all like this. We're all teenagers once. We didn't want to do work. I had this stupid idea that, well, if I worked really hard, I'd be efficient about it, and then I'd be rewarded and compensated. Like, that only works for entrepreneurship. I think people are just afraid to do the work. They think that somehow they'll always be able to be a child and parents or government will bail them out. And in a certain way, it's true. But you're going to get, a SNAP card. You're going to get shitty government housing. You're going to be in a bad neighborhood, and your life is going to fucking suck. And it's not like, well, now we have too many parasites and not enough producers, and everyone's, why are things so expensive? And yes, it's because we printed off more money, but we also produce less. Imagine if everyone who was collecting welfare the past 3 generations went into the trades and became carpenters instead. You think we'd have enough housing then? You think you'd be better off then and just a life of collecting welfare? What if all the Beckys and Trishas actually majored in carpentry instead of the liberal arts? You think we'd have our financial or our housing problem solved? But I don't like hard work. Can't I just work with children and tell all the other people what to do? I have a master's degree. Probably because they think they'll be too old to enjoy the fruits of their labor. I don't think they think that far. They just think, I want to be a kid forever. Bob, $2. The Magic Welfare Fairy. I'm going to steal. Please do. The Magic Welfare Fairy. Storm Wind, 5 Canadian, finally out of debt after watching you for a few years. I bet you, Storm, because you worked hard and sacrificed. And does it feel better now? And is life easier now that you're out of debt? Thank you for being the shouting angry man. Worked doubles and spent less than a mate. There it is. This is, oh my God, the secret is out. How do you save money? How do you get out of debt? You spend less than you make. How do I lose weight? You eat less than you expend. It's almost like it's math. Ray, Thoughts and Minds, please subscribe to him. 5,000 BTU window unit is $100 and about $30 a month. Yes. The reason I'm saying he should probably just sell the house is because he's nowhere near the house to take care of it. And I'm just going to assume, like all houses, even in the desert, Desert, they'll stay a little bit better, but in environments that aren't desert, if there's any moisture, as you know, Ray, he's going to have some issues. Ray again for $2. Never owned real estate out of state. Yep, I had 2 rental properties at one time, and they were not more than 30 miles away. It was still a pain in the ass. I'll never do it again. Kung Fu Cappy, $2. Toasty Pasty, I'm sorry, Kung Fu Cappy, Smith & Wesson, right? Yep, easiest, cheapest, simplest retirement plan out there. Oh my God, you're telling people to end themselves. I'm like, no, go read Bachelor Pad Economics and read that chapter where I talk about where it's like, you are terminally ill and in pain. Jonathan Burston, $5. Have you ever been to Pittsburgh? No, I don't think so. I've driven through Pennsylvania, but I don't think I went through Pittsburgh. I've been through Philly a couple times, but not Pittsburgh. Pretty sure I haven't been through Pittsburgh. It's very affordable, walkable, and fairly safe for a major U.S. city. Good LC, low cost of living options, it seems. I've heard that about Pittsburgh. I heard that it's also like kind of a semi-tech center. Ray, again, $2. Renovating my house. Best I've ever felt in my life. Exactly. Bull Muscle. This guy knows everything about hard work. I'd love to say what he does, but he obviously works out. Aloha Cappy. 335 times 20 squat. 85 and Sunny moved to cut costs here. Spending now $2,500 a month. How little men really need, and they say it can't be done. It can be. Dude, I think Ray having worked on his own house and then having rental income, I would say he could live off of $1,000 a month. He's done it. The only problem is he got himself a double do-right hoo-dang diggly do Ford Excursion pickup truck. And the payment on that is $8,300 a month. So now he's living like some rich boomer. Stormwind, 5 Canadian. I'm saving up cash to move my family to the USA. Canada is a communist failed state. I'm a registered nurse and going through the paperwork. Wait, you weren't a journalism major, a philosophy major, or an English major? Oh, you actually did something that was worthwhile? All right, there you guys go. Links to all the stuff below, including the dad I never had, the book How Not to Become a Millennial. Did I link to the Black Man's Guide Out of Poverty? That might, for those of you who happen to be young black. I mean, anyone who's in poverty could read that book, but it's targeted towards black men because you are definitely targeted by the Democrat Party and lied to about a shit ton of shit. So this kind of like throws all those lies out and says, here's the rules of the game that they're hiding from you. You'd think after 6 generations of being dead last, you might want to like, hey, you know what? Maybe the Democrat playbook, maybe that strategy ain't working. Maybe we ought to try something different this time. And they are saying it. Ray, $2. It's true, I'm broke. Yep. $8,000 a month truck payment. That's all right. I'll see you guys later. Toodles.